Hey everybody, it's Andy, Cloudy Marder, your self-proclaimed metal mogul. Came home from work today and found I had a huge box of VCLT waiting for me when I got home. The box was a little squashed, so initially I thought, oh dear. But then I saw the postmark had come all the way from Texas, and it was from my good friend Jim Davis. And I knew it would be superbly well packaged inside. And indeed it was. Inside this big box, lots of bubble wrap, lots of plastic, lots of stiffeners, and this box as well, which also contains plenty of packaging. I've not opened that yet. I don't know what's in it. The customs label says 4 records and 4 CDs. The custom label always gives us a little bit of a sneaky peek as to what might be inside, assuming the person is being completely honest, and I'm sure Jim is completely honest. Jim is not somebody who makes videos, but he's a very much an essential part of the VC. He comments on many people's videos, and many people like myself have been lucky enough to receive packages from Jim in the past, and he has an amazing knack of picking up on an individual's taste and tailoring a package just for that, even though he's not that into sort of the heavier side of things. And I always amazes me that he's chosen me as one of these people to uh, to send music to, especially as I am regularly dissing one of his favourite bands, which is Def Leppard. But still, hopefully he sees the funny side of it, even though they're rubbish. But I don't know what's in here. I know. Well, actually, I lie. I know one record. He did say that was one that he wanted to send me, which was super generous anyway. But Jim doesn't tend to send one record, and there are 7 other things in here, and I don't know what they are. So I'm going to try and do this in a way that you get to see what it is at the same time as me. There's a note. There's always a note. It usually says spoilers. It says spoilers, and I usually forget to read that on video. I will no doubt do that again, but as I say, Jim's great at tailoring to the taste, even though half the time I've not heard of the bands that are in there, but he does a pretty good job of matching them to my taste. So there's always a little bit of a little snippet in there as to what to expect from the music. So this is what I mean about good packaging. CDs all wrapped up. Let's see what this one is. It's upside down, and it is Visitor. Cult classic SoCal rock. I've heard of Visitor. Somebody showed, I don't know if it was this CD. I don't know the band, if I'm honest with you. Or is it Visitor? What is that? It's what the 2 dots above the O make it. But I have heard of these. But it's thrash, obviously, and it is on Dive Bomb, judging by that. Yeah, the hype stickers on Dive Bomb are always really descriptive and really good. And this is for fans of Realm, Sanctuary, and Kinetic Descent. Now, I never heard of Kinetic Descent, but I am a big Sanctuary fan. So that is and Dive Bomb do some fantastic stuff. So that is something that I'm definitely looking forward to hearing. Another CD. I'm going to get this the right way at this time. This is, Death Row, Life Beyond. Now, I know Death Row. I love their first 2 albums. I've got their first 3, and I'm not really invested much time in their 3rd album so far. Classic German thrash for fans of Coronal Destruction, Vendetta Created. It's another Dive Bomb. I don't know this album at all. First of all, I thought it might be a live album, but it definitely looks like a studio album. Wonder what year that originally came out. This reissue, I'm presuming it's a reissue, came out in 2016. But I don't know Death Row well beyond... I don't know well beyond the 2nd album, but I have heard the 3rd album. So I don't know them at all beyond the 3rd album. So that will be interesting to see how they progress. I don't even know what year that came out. I wish on reissues they would also put the original year on. Some labels do that, some do not. I mean, The Visitor was a 2017 Dive Bomb release, but again, I've no idea when that originally came out. But 2 for 2 so far. That's next CD. Okay. What? Roadwolf. Roadwolf. Midnight Lightning. These are all sealed, by the way. Okay, 2023 release. Never heard of the band. It's got a very new wave of traditional heavy metal looking logo, though. But a sort of wolf man type, whatever, mythical beast on the cover. This will be interesting. I'm looking forward to reading his note on that one. If I keep saying about the note, I should remember to read it. Okay, on camera. Not that that'd be that interesting for you to watch. Okay, the last CD. Ooh, what's that? Wolfhook. The Impaler. US Metal's newest heroes for fans of Judas Priest, Grim Reaper, Metal Church, and Malice. Another Dive Bomb. 2015. US Metal's newest hero. So I'm guessing must be a new band. But never heard of these guys either. But yeah, they've got a good compare them with some good bands there. So I'm holding that up in high expectations. 2015 Dive Bomb. If you guys know any of these, do let me know in the comments, because other than Death Row, who I do know, and Visitor, who I think I might have heard of, I'm unsure. Okay, let's some vinyl here now. Ooh, nice. Heathen Victims of Deception. Music on vinyl reissue. Now that is very cool. I don't own this one. I have only heard it online. When did this one originally came out? You see, 1991. Music on Vinyl put the original date on. I'm most familiar with their first album. I think Jim sent me their latest album after they reformed a couple of years ago, which is good, but not really as good as the earlier stuff. So, oh, that's absolutely awesome. Thank you very much, Jim. Victims of Deception by Heathen. When was this reissued? Because I remember lots of people showing this at the time, but I didn't grab it. 2022, so last year. Brilliant stuff. Oh my god, this is too much. Okay, next one. Millennium. The Sign of Evil. Well, certainly looks like a metal album, doesn't it? But with that cover, it could be anything. It could be thrash. It could be traditional metal. It could be an older band with some new members as well, judging by their ages. It's a 2023 release, so it must be a new album on No Remorse Records. I don't know these guys. Although, having said that, I've done that in the past. Jim has sent me. He sent me this an album by a band called Arturus, and I went on the camera and was talking about how this band was completely new to me, and it turned out they were actually on my want list. But that's when my want list was stupidly long. I'd hear something, I'd stick it on, and it was so long it got unmanageable, so I basically delete it, and that was actually quite therapeutic. So now I just add on things that I think, you know what, that's going to enhance my collection. I'm just not being... I kind of felt really greedy to have a want list of hundreds of records that I was never going to get all in one go. But try it. Delete your want list and then just pick little bits as you go along. That's my advice. Don't follow it. Worked for me. Next up. Oh, okay, now that is on my want list. This is an album I was not familiar with, very much knew of from people sharing the VC, but I'd never heard them. and I did a live stream with Metal Mickey on his Comfort Zones, and he picked this album for me, and I hadn't heard it, and I absolutely loved it. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. It's if you've not heard Anacrusis Suffering Hour, this is a sublime album. Took me a couple of listens to really appreciate it. But I'm absolutely delighted by that. That's a massive surprise, Jim. Thank you so much for that. That is brilliant. And thanks to Mike Metal Mickey as well for introducing me to it, because it's one that passed me by. The cover put me off. The cover kind of looked a bit sort of black metal-y. The name kind of put me off as well. If you actually look, I did actually look up to see what Anacrusis meant, and it sounds really pretentious as someone would name a band after. And I can't even remember. It's something to do with music and some sort of sound of the way that lyrics are formed. Look it up. I can't. It was so like over my head. I couldn't even remember it straight away. But boy, it is a absolutely fantastic album. That's on Light Grey and Black Marble. Metal Blade. Brilliant. That's made my day, Jim. Thank you so much. And I'm presuming the last one is, yeah, I'm taking a look at it because this is the one that he told me that he would like to send me, and that's the 2023, the new release by Metal Church. So glad to see that they decided to carry on from the oh, that's interesting, there's like a 10-inch card that comes with it. So glad they decided to carry on after the passing of Mike Howe. Can't remember. My mind's gone blank now as to the name of the new vocalist they've got. Let's take that out. But again, these are all sealed. It's incredibly generous of you, Jim. Thank you so much. I honestly, usually when I do these videos, I think, right, I'm going to stick that one on first. I think I've thought that with every single one I've pulled out so far. But I think this one may well, or Anacrusis, or maybe the Heat. Too hard. One of these is going to go on first, but absolutely fantastic. Wow, limited edition gold and black vinyl, print number 599, Rat Pack Records. So that's the that'll be the US release. Brilliant, Jim. You've blown me away once again. Fantastically generous. You didn't have to do this, but I'm delighted that you did. Thank you everyone for watching. Thanks again, Jim. You're a legend.